Cave bases are fun and they provide a variety of PvP and PvE functionality. I'm going to show you how to build one in the central cave on the island that's survival friendly and is as functional as it is stylish. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video today. Welcome back if you've seen my other vids before, and if you haven't, please go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. And don't forget to hit that like button, it really does help. My channel is all about inspiring your own creativity with cool builds, and that's exactly what I set out to do for you today. But first, I needed to find the perfect place. UTC was kind enough to give me access to his Building Evolved server, so I logged in, looked around all the caves on the island, and it so happens that the central cave provides a nice looking area in which to build, and it also provides a benefit to tribes who control it that other caves do not, namely the megalosaurus. Building a base here is useful for controlling who gets to tame the only 4 megalosauruses that will spawn at a time on the island. Not to mention there's the strategic importance of a cave base surrounding the artifact spawn location, which is something I haven't seen fully explored by a lot of tribes. Not only can you farm the artifact to the clever and limit who gets access to it, such a base provides a deep storage location that's more secure than any surface base for your most rare treasures and deadly weapons. And if your base at the cave entrance is ever compromised, you can force your enemy to fight on your terms and root you out of the cavern system itself while your forces outside have time to coordinate a counterattack. You can balance out your 2 attack groups with fast travel, and when it is time for your tribe on the surface to counterattack, you can join in and force your enemy to defend the cave entrance on 2 fronts at the same time, from outside the cave and from within. Just be sure to spam fence foundations everywhere to limit wild spawns inside the caves first, or you might be the one ending up fighting on 2 fronts. Anyway, let's get started. We are down here at the bottom of the central cave with the artifact of the clever, as you can see. And so we're going to stand right in front of this thing. We're going to use a stone foundation. If you have the resources to do metal, feel free, but I'm building in stone for now. And we need to move this as close as we can to this big pillar here and just place it down. It needs to be slightly off center. So I'm going to use K mode actually, and we're going to zoom out so that we can kind of see what we're doing a little better. And you want it to be kind of straight on perpendicular, probably with that pillar just about way back there, the far edge of the pillar. So this is the most tricky placement of the entire build. So you're going to have to keep fiddling with it. So place it just a little off to the left off of center. Okay, and then once it's placed, you're going to want to test to make sure that 1 stone foundation fits to the left of it and 1 stone foundation fits to the right. If none of that happens, then you need to replace your central stone foundation. All right, so lucky me, that only took 2 tries, but for you, it'll probably take a little while longer because of the crazy way in which it just fits in perfectly. And it took me 10 or 15 tries on my initial build of this. So we have 3 foundations here in the middle, which is just about right. Now we're going to add a slope on either side going up. So I'm just going to place down these sloped walls. So, like so, and then you're going to want some stone foundation or sloped roofs, and you're just going to want to put it right there and right there. Awesome. Next, stone ceilings are preferred, so you're going to have to, okay, we can put one right there, which is kind of funky, but we can do it. Just kind of make it fit. Because what you want to do is you want to bring one around to here. And we can delete this one because we don't need it. We do want to keep this one here because this is going to provide, when we build a wall down, the foundation snap point for a ramp so that you can easily access this artifact. So we'll get to that in just a second. Here we go. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do... get over there, please. That, awesome. And then we'll just delete this. Great. Okay, so now that we have that, we'll mirror it on each side. And now we're going to need some walls. All right, so we're gonna take some stone walls. Wow, that's a whole bunch. I'm using ARK Commander, and the first time using the program, and it's a little crazy. And you're just gonna go down about as far as you can go on this. Okay, that's a weird visual effect. And it looks like it doesn't go down the rest of the way, which is a little unfortunate. When I built this the first time, it did. So your mileage may vary on how well these things snap in. I'm going to just keep it like this. It'll just be a little bit of a sacrifice we make for the visual fidelity of this build here. But that's okay, because we're going to be building something over this, and it won't be quite as apparent from a lot of angles. Anyway, next, we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're just going to go down as far as we can on both sides. Now, there aren't usually fish that spawn in this pool, but every once in a while there is some, so do be sure to look out before you leap in if you're building this in survival mode. And I know this noise is annoying. We're about to take care of that. We're going to put a ramp here. Oops. And a ramp there. And oops. We're going to put a ramp right there. All right, so now you have easy access down to the artifact, and you can farm as many of them as you want, and that gets rid of the annoying noise. Now, to keep that from driving you nuts while you are building this, just puts 2 stone foundations here. Actually, they can be thatch, whatever they are. This one is what will keep it from spawning back in. So you will not have to worry about that one ever again. All right, now that we have our base foundation in place, we are going to go ahead and start working on the foundations on either side of this. So the first thing we want to do is come in with a stone foundation and use K mode, and we're going to line this up so that it is about as even with this as possible. There is no snap point here, so it's going to be a little tricky. Actually, you know what? I've just thought of something. Let's create a snap point, shall we? Let's make a snap point right there, okay? And that should snap in right there, just about right. Okay, cool. Neat idea. Totally forgot about it. Okay, let's do this. Let's bring this out as far as it will go. Actually, and that is as far as it will go. All right, so we've built our base foundation, and what we're gonna go ahead and do next is build this. And right when I do this, the sun shaft comes down and kind of blocks your view. Let me go ahead and go through this. Let's say we need to extend this out. We add some wood planks here, and this is just an aesthetic choice. You can use metal, you can use any design you want, but I'm going with wood because this part is not part of the fortress. It's going to be directly attacked. If it ever gets attacked, basically your walls and your defensive gates have already been breached. So I feel fine using wood with these things. And I'm using stone pillars, at least for the first 3 or 4 pillars here. And then I'll probably branch into wood to kind of give a little bit of a ruined effect. And then we have walls going 2 high, along with 2 stone ceilings right here, just kind of offset a little bit. Use foundations if you can, but your mileage will vary based on the placement of your original stone foundation. Okay, so once we have all this, we need to start working on a second story. Now this is where the deep storage bit comes in. I'm going to use Q to kind of rotate through these placement things for this stone stairway. All right, so that's perfect. That looks good. And these platforms up here are where you're going to be able to put a lot of storage vaults and things of that nature. Oh, now I see it goes the other way. That's kind of not what I was looking for. All right, ceiling added for the most part. So once we have this in, you're just going to want to add some more walls. Right here, I'm going to leave this space open because this is going to provide a gateway out to our outer defensive wall. And that will let you basically reload mini turrets from the top of the wall. But we're going to build these up as high as we possibly can within reach right now. You're going to have to build a lot of scaffolding here. Oh, that was weird. Okay, there we go. All right, we've got these built up as high as we can for now. So now we're going to go ahead and head over here, and we're going to drop our first vault. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to grab this. We're going to put a vault right there. And we're just going to go ahead and line it up like so. Just like that almost. And that will let us get a little bit of room to go back here. And the reason you might want to go back here is maybe to clear out some of the bad guys and things that might spawn. There are kind of like invisible spawning platforms over here behind the wall, and creatures might come through them if you aren't careful. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put one of these dinosaur gates to just kind of stop them from spawning in. So that looks good for now. It's not the most pleasing aesthetically because that thing is more embedded into the rock than that is, but you know, what can you do? That'll stop them for the most part. Now we need to put up the main gate, which is right here in this little bit right here, and it fits very nicely. You can probably put as many of them in as you want, but we're just gonna settle with this one. I think that'll look pretty good. I'm gonna put that right there. Awesome. So now, oh wow, more things have spawned in. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty good. And then there's only a gap up there which we can go ahead and close out, and we can use just some pillars to do that. So we're gonna add it right here in front of one side of the gate. You just kind of want to center it, and the reason we're putting it here is because it if you put a ceiling up there, it'll clip into the wall and it won't let you place it. So we need to move it out some. So we're gonna build it up 4, and then we're gonna go ahead and head over here, and we are going to go ahead and put ceiling right there and a ceiling right there. And that should prevent any flyers from kind of getting into it, but if you want to be diligent, you can go ahead and put some stone or metal walls right there, and they'll clip into the ceiling just fine. It won't be an issue. So there you go. That one is pretty much done. So back here to the second story, we're going to add some wooden railings, and we're just going to do this. We're going to bring this out a bit. I just kind of like the idea of this sort of extending a bit, if we can make it extend. Okay, that's about as far as it'll extend. All right, so we'll just do that. And I want to encourage you when you build this to kind of do it in your own style. Build it in your own sort of look. You can do things very creatively. We're going to go ahead and put a wood ceiling right there and a wood ceiling right there so that it goes into this this vault. And you know what? That's fine with me. I don't really care. I mean, I think it looks better that way, actually. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do that, and there. That will work pretty well for that, and we'll just kind of keep building this up. Now, when I did this in my practice world, it went up 8 stories. And so what I think you should do is try to build up as high as you can. That's what I am going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and we'll see. Let's compare notes on the other side and see what we do for this side of the base. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we have one side fully done. As you can see, the stone pillars go up and then gradually turn into wood, and then they just kind of stop off and just start decaying as we go up the structure here. So I'll let you get a look at this. I'll just do an admin sheet walk here. I am doing this in creative mode. It just makes it easier, but it's totally survival friendly. And as we go down through, you should be able to pause the video. And if you want to try to recreate this exactly, you can pause the video and look at each section here. The only issue is that with the way the cave geometry works, it's not going to be 100% exact. This is different from my practice build, although it's similar in some ways. There's one other thing I should mention, and it has to do with how foundations work. You can't just put a pillar down in a cave and expect to build something off of it. It doesn't always work quite right. I can probably demonstrate that for you soon here. Oh, there we go. Let's go over here and let's try putting a pillar down. Oh, okay, it works now. Okay, well, never mind. It didn't work on my practice build. Anyway, we're gonna go over here and we're going to work on this side. now. So here's what we're going to do. I put a ceiling down right here, and I'm going to try to put down another stone ceiling right here, but it's not quite working because it requires foundation support nearby. Now, I thought I had foundation support, but it appears I don't. So I wonder if there's a way to fix that. I think there is. I think what we have to do is we have to place one of these babies first. So I'm going to place a pillar right here, and we're going to try to space one off of it. It looks like it's not going to play ball, so we're going to go ahead and eyeball it, okay? And that's how we're going to do this. So I'm going to use my K camera, and we're going to just kind of measure it. And I want to get it as square onto this foundation as possible, as well as getting it as close to the decorative pillar right there as possible. And we're going to back up, and I'm going to keep backing up until the edge gets right about there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It is a little crooked, so we're going to rotate it just slightly. We're going to try to make it straight. It's not... This side, it doesn't matter as much if it's not as straight, but that should work. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so then we place another pillar here, another pillar there. If you do it right, you'll be able to have a nice little corner like that, which is exactly what we want. Because I want these pillars to look like those support pillars over there. So that's how we're doing it. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and finish pillaring off this place as much as we can. I know we're not going to get it 100% perfect. So let's see, that'll go right there, that'll go right there, that'll go right there. I think that's about as far back as we want to go. All right, we can go ahead and work on placing actual pillars in where we want them. And there's going to be a foundation pillar right there. And we'll just build up just a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and get some more ceilings. We're going to put one right there. And, okay, we can't put one right there. We can put something right there, so we will. And we're going to put the next foundation pillar right there. And that's because there's about a block difference in between that one and this one. So it'll kind of carry the same design over on the other one as we did from over there on the other side. And then to get rid of this floating wall problem, we just put some... walls right there. It doesn't touch the ground perfectly, but it sells the idea that it is resting on the ground. So that works for me. And let's see, right there, excellent. And do I have any more walls? There we go, walls. Okay, so we're just gonna put some walls here, just to kind of sell the idea there. Okay, so I just went ahead and demolished the support ceiling that I initially built out. I built the support ceiling, and then I built the wall, and then I built the slopes, and then I destroyed the ceiling after adding this foundation. And the slope stays, which is pretty nice. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and build up this area just as much as we did on that area. It's not going to be as high because there's more of a ceiling shelf up here. So... just do what you can, but basically follow the same style that you did on the other side. Use your own creativity, and let's compare notes and see what you guys did on the other side. Hey, we are back, and I have gone ahead and done a little extra than just finishing up this side. I've gone ahead and finished up the entire base, which is why our artifact is back. So let's go ahead, head up to the cross bridge, and I will we'll walk through this. As you can see, we've added a whole bunch of storage chests to the whole thing, and I just leveled up. That's awesome. Okay, let's just do fortitude so I don't have to deal with this. Okay, so let's come over here. So this is a unique kind of design. I've basically used this walkway to build a wall down underneath it, and the wall is what's supporting this thing. And it merges kind of nicely with the walk, which is supported by some foundations down below. So that's how that one works. If we go down here, you'll see more storage boxes. Of course, that is the whole point of this sort of base, is deep storage. And basically as sort of a readout for you know, in case you lose control of your surface side central base and you need a place to retreat to. So here we have a whole bunch of turrets. They're unpowered, but they are activated. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Let's go ahead and turn these things on. And they're already taking care of some dung beetles. Looks like those targeted dung beetle way over there somewhere. So that's interesting. All you really need to power this place as well is just one omnidirectional light. So I went ahead and it wasn't intentional, but I hid it under some of these tree roots and it kind of blends in there so it's not standing out so badly. So that's what that's about. So let's go ahead and come down here. You'll see the bunk beds. This is for fast travel in case you need to rearm your forces or you need to call for reinforcements. We've gone ahead and added some gates here on this side, and that's just to keep the riffraff out. We've also put some stone fence foundations. This should minimize the amount of wild animal spawns back here so that they won't be attacking your gates or you or creeping in. So that's how that works. Let's go ahead and head on over here. And since we've already gone ahead and let's just grab it. Oh, I already have one. That's why. Okay, let's just get rid of them both. We're in a building world. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so that is that. Let's go ahead and go this way. So I've added a little hatch door here, and we're going to turn this generator on. We're going to do this, and I'm going to show you the hookups to the defensive walls that have added to the exterior. Now you can add any sort of defenses you like. Oops, can I turn that on, please? Hello, turn on. Oh, I don't have power here yet. Okay, that's why. All right, so these things are really going crazy. They're already killing things, which is pretty awesome. Let's head down one, and I will show you the defensive walls. So you'll recall when we went to this side, we added just kind of a gap in the wall so that you could hook up a defensive perimeter to it. So that's exactly what I've done. This is just kind of a basic perimeter. It's not really, you know, meant to be PvP ready. It's just kind of meant to give you the idea of a defensive wall that you can add down here. So we've got that. It's just made of metal. Admin sheet fly. You can see the dung beetles are already attacking the guns, and that's just kind of how that is. And then if we come over here, you'll see some gates. We can continue to arm this area and add turrets, you know, on either side of this, and just kind of really kind of add the defensive capability up to this place and just really trick it out, you know. So yeah, let's do admin sheet walk and let's head back in. Okay folks, thank you so much for watching this video and seeing it all the way through. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, this channel wouldn't go anywhere. Just remember, the point of this channel is to provide you with the inspiration to go out and make your own creations. Because I believe that even if you don't think that you are very creative, you can be. So if you think you can too, please go ahead, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time for another ARK creative build. My name is SWChris. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.